My name is Anna Clark, and I want to share something that I felt that I was led to write right now on my Facebook. If you want to go to my Facebook or add me as a friend on Facebook, even in order so that you can maybe contact me or something like that easier, this is my Facebook address, www.facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. Now, this is what I want to say. This is an encouragement for people to still do the work that God's giving you, even if it looks like you've been counted out or people don't think that you deserve that position or power or ability or that level or that blessing. Anyway, this is what I wrote about Trump, okay? Because they're trying to impeach him and go through this process. And while I know that God chose him to put him in the White House, and I knew he was going to win. And let me tell you, I was working the election ballots, opening them. You flatten them and you put them in a pile. You check them, make sure they're filled out, fully, or not fully, but good enough for the machines to read them. So we had a job to do that. And so I saw, sitting in San Diego, California, that most all Californians had picked Hillary at the time of the election. But anyway, God chose him, not because he speaks eloquently, but because he knew that he's going to do some tasks that he wanted him to do. Okay. So anyway, is everything that he says or does perfect or God's will? You know what? Go to God and get his opinion, because I'm not going to give mine. But I know that God put him there, okay? And he's been accomplishing some things. And I know that. I don't keep up on the news because God doesn't lead me to. I literally don't have time in a day to do that. And I don't desire to. It's just not where he leads me. I just stay in a flow of what he leads me to do, point blank. And that's where I live. That's my address. So anyway, I wrote this. This might encourage you. So whatever your opinion is on him, just get the gist of this message and the heart of this message, okay? Now listen, I wrote this. Not that I keep up on news or see or think and hold an opinion of Trump, but I'm going to tell you what I'm noticing about God's statement via him right now, and it's this. And this may encourage you. Even though people count you out, try to sit you down, you still have a power in God and by God to do what God's giving you to do. Have people raised up against you or accused you? Too bad. You're still chosen to carry out what you were sent to do. It's just symbolic to me. Not saying anyone's perfect, but you may be a trump or a trumpet or a voice. You may say what all don't agree with sometimes, or do what all don't agree with sometimes, but God's with you. And what's funny is he's still talking to you while they're talking against you, thinking they know what he doesn't want for you to do. Now, I don't do the rules that others think that I should do, because God makes me an unboxed prophet. And he just has a different way for me. And what's funny is I'm still elevating. I'm always checking in with him. I'm always hearing him. I have various ways to hear him. I could journal, write his audible words. I could get answers from him, various ways he speaks spiritually to me. Anyway, while I do what he sends for me to do or allows for me to do, and I really don't want to run outside the parameters of what he sets for me to do, because I'm entrusted with this life to guard it, right? And guard my spirit, right? And to make sure I make it to do what he sent me to do in every season and destiny per season, right? Anyway, even though people talk, he's still with me, talking to me the most, more than those talking against me. This may be like you. See? And you're still elevating too. And I'm still elevating because I'm his trump. and I will do his will for me, and I will accomplish what God's given for me to accomplish. I will help whoever he tells me to help for however long, and look like a fool if he told me, go an extra mile if he told me, give him the shirt off my back. Hey, dang, you're wearing my shirt. Did you ask me? I will house people if he tells me. I will put people wherever if he tells me. I will give if he tells me. I will love if he tells me. When it's not fair if he tells me. If I seem that I'm not even getting reciprocated if he tells me, because that's Jesus. So I'm still elevating, though they talk. Or I'm still ruling in my position, even if they talk. And I'm going to tell you something else. Because I'm against Trump, like I said, and I'll do his will. And I feel like Trump's going to do his will ultimately anyway. Maybe make some mistakes. Maybe put his foot in his mouth sometime. But guess what? Imperfect people, God will use. So good news for you too. Right? If we're going to be real. Anyways, I want to tell you something else. I was in an accident and the enemy tried to kill me. But that's not new news because he always tried to take me out. There's multiple ways he's tried to take me out. Or he'll try to give events to your life that happens through demonic people so that you want to cancel your life because, that's what the enemy's will is for you. But all kinds of things have happened to me, but I don't want to cancel myself because I know what I came to do. So that tactic don't work. So he tried to have an accident to kill me and get my new car totaled, right? But what's funny is the enemy tried to lay me down. See, and those accidents and those events that he tries to have, or those attacks that he tries to have through witches or witchcraft curses through Christians for real, or like, demonic things happen in your family. And if the enemy can't get to you, he'll be messing around with all your people around you to break you or an attempt to break you down emotionally or something like that. But it don't work. The enemy will come after you when you have the secrets of the Lord, when you're awakened, if you're prophetic, if you're anointed, if you're awakened to what your destiny is, if you know who your divine connections are, if you know what you came to do, if you have a task to fulfill and you're not wondering, what's my purpose? But if you're one that knows, you're more dangerous because you're going to become more focused. So he'll try to take you out, lay you down, sit you down, raise up a people against you. Raise up the accusers. Raise up the accusers. It's funny because even though you're imperfect, God will still use you. And you're not out doing stupid things. But you're not as perfect as they think that you need to be in order for God to use you. But good news, he's not even mad at you. And in fact, he could have led you a certain way that didn't make them approve of you. Anyway, enemy may try to lay you down. Enemy may try to sit Trump down. But what I want to say is, when he tried to lay me down after the accident, I was like wounded from that accident. Obviously my back been hurt. And, but I have to tell you that even when I was laid down, God set me up to work full time from home. And I still get to deliver people messages, and deliver messages and be used by God. So, likewise, can I tell you, they may have set Trump down, but Trumps are mouthpieces still, like me and maybe like you. Maybe you're a mouthpiece. Maybe you're a helper in a different way. Maybe you have some ability or some service or some grace to do something that helps still, even though you may look down or feel down or be set down. What can you do from that place? Can I tell you, they tried to set him down. Maybe like you. Maybe people have tried to set you down, or accusations came to sit you down. Have you seen the enemy or enemies or frenemies and they set you down or set you in a trap like Joseph? Or they try to pull you down in a rut or they try to pull you into drama, or they try to pull you into something that will hold you back, let us lay aside every weight that so easily besets us, every weight of people that are maybe overdue a cut. Let us lay aside. Anyway, maybe things are weighing you down or trying to hold you back or hold you down. You know, even Joseph, he got put in a rut by his own people. You know, and you have to say, still I will rise. From pit to palace I rise. So let me tell you something. Your call is not because you're perfect. Your position is not because you're perfect. Your anointing is not because you're perfect. It was always God, and it was His choice. And can I tell you that if you feel down, still work your scepter? Can I tell you that if you are down, still use your mighty power pen of gold from heaven to decree and declare things into existence? Can I tell you, if others counted you out, you still rise up? Samson could have messed up, could have been counted out, but he still crushed the damn Philistines on the way out. Likewise, Trump. Now, you may be down, but you are still given a task to carry out in your life. So, will you look at the drama coming against you, the drama people by you, their emotional issues they're having with you? You just try and do your job. And are you going to be taken off track or sidetracked by that? Because if the enemy can't make you not want to do what you should do, and you follow that, then he's going to stir up problems around you. And the clue sometimes that you're getting closer to a goal or to fulfilling what God has for you to do will be the elevation of distractions around you. It could be your own people. So if you're very good at being guarded from selecting very toxic people around you as friends, then what he'll do is use the weak links that may be close in your family. Anyway, this is not to uplift Trump or any man on this globe. This is not to uplift myself. This is to, encourage you that God still will use you, wants to use you. You don't have to fit the mold. You don't got to do it in their same format. You don't have to do it in the expected format. That's not the defining factor as to whether or not God's chosen you or not, or whether or not God's chosen you to remain in somewhere or not. Basically, I want to say, let me be more clear. Just do what He's given you to do. No matter what comes against you. That's what I should say. Just do what He's given you to do, no matter what or who comes against you. Because you owe you to Him. And when your time's done here, you'll just go on to work on the other side, because they're still working. But when your time's done here, you want it to be said that you did everything you were supposed to. Joseph got accused, thrown in a rut, and the truth was some people were jealous of him. And maybe some people aren't jealous of you. They just have an issue with you, and it's just because who knows? And that stuff is going to happen. So in order for you to succeed, you cannot get caught up in it. If you catch yourself, quickly, correct yourself, or you will miss the very doors that God has for you. You'll miss completing the assignment. I don't want God to tell me that I miss completing my assignment. In fact, I'm so sure, and it almost sounds arrogant, that He's not going to tell me that, because I'm so determined to eliminate anything that I have to, even if it's in my behavior or a habit or a connection or, whatever I have to eliminate, I will. Ultimately, I'll break somebody's heart if I have to. If it breaks their heart, if it breaks mine, I will do it if I have to. He's tested me in every single area of my life and asked from me in every single area of my life. And I'm going to do what he tells me to do. And I want you to be able to say that you're going to do what he tells you to do no matter what comes against you. No matter what you feel, no matter what they feel, still rise. And if the enemy's trying to lay you down, broken, in a bed, you might just find that you've been set up for your next position, your next revelation, your next download, your next assignment, your next job, your next divine connection. So don't stop. Still rise. My name is Anna Clark. You can find me on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. I'm a seer prophet, but I'm more than that. I'm kind of like a modern day Daniel in the field that Daniel was. And I just like to help people. So if you want to connect with me, find me on Facebook. I think it's the easiest way to communicate because you can't really communicate on YouTube, or at least not on my channel right now. So thank you.